We're all here. Hello, and welcome back to Rolex Play, where we roll dice and we play games. You've joined us for session 11 of Threads of Chaos. That was quick. Okay, so we only have 3 players today, 1 DM. 2 players are currently down. They might join us a bit later, but we'll find out. Nonetheless, we're going to start anyway. So, as a little recap to get us going, the party have been traveling on the high seas along the coastline of the Eberith dynasty. They've traveled for just over a day now, as they've gone from night to day and are now in night once again. What was once a calm seas with a soft blowing wind has now turned into a gushing hail, as well as large waves rocking this gargantuan boat that they sail upon. If the boat is being rocked this much, the wind as well as the waves must be massive in comparison. However, the party don't really know this altogether, because they are currently sleeping down in the cabins below. But as a few of them began to hear sirens in the night, a soft lullaby of a call that had grasped their minds, only one of them didn't fall asleep. They had their mind focused on the waves. They just couldn't find that moment of respite. And that is Cal. Cal, you have awoken, wandering the deck, hearing sounds of water entering the boat from some cabin nearby. And as you began to investigate with your bow in hand, you had opened one of the doors to your fellow party members and had seen Helen picked up in the embrace of a large tentacle which had pushed its way in through the porthole on the side of the ship. You pulled back your arrow and readied to shoot. I'm going to ask all of you to roll initiative first before we get into this, just to know where we all stand in if a combat were to come out, you know? The if. The ifs.
If.
Oh, pretty good high roll for Ulrin. Fucking hell, +1. Okay. Oh, and just so the viewers at home are aware, we have Arne playing Helen for this encounter, or whatever tends to happen now, and we have Ilya playing Maysili. Okay, so as we go through the initiative order, we're going to start from 25 to 20. Anyone? No. Okay. Then we move over to 20 to 15. So that's Axon and Ulrin. So the two of you will be having the same initiative order. So you get to choose who goes in what order. Just down.
And I have an 18.
Yes. Okay. And we have... what's your dexterity mod? Oh, you know what? You'll be fine. You're definitely going to beat these fuckers. Okay. So we actually have Axon, Ulrin, and Cal on the same initiative. So if you guys want to chop and change, one person wants to go first.
No, they rolled a 19. I rolled an 18.
No, because you're still in the same bracket, though. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
What's the bracket 20 to 15 when Helen is also there?
You have another person in between. So it's only if you guys... So essentially how it works is if you, the party members, are in initiative order and you're kind of following each other, and then you're split up by NPCs or even friendly characters or enemy characters, they kind of break you up. So the 3 of you are currently bunched together. There is someone else with initiative 18, but they have a lower dex mod. Then we have... they go there. Okay. Then Helen had a 16. Excellent. Okay. 16. Okay. 15 to 10. Maysili is the last up in the party, so that's an 11.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be Maysili. All right. So, Cal, because we haven't entered initiative yet, this is just for us to kind of get our bearings. what is Cal doing? You're currently seeing the tentacle wrap itself around Helen. Now, the tentacle itself is very thick. It's quite long and it's fairly fresh. You can see water still dripping off of it. Its colors are slightly muted. You can't really see too much, especially in this environment. You're mainly using your dark vision to see forward. But it does wrap around, but I'd like you to roll a perception check as well.
Okay. Perception. 17.
17. You see the main body of this tendril, and it goes quite long. It's probably about 20 foot long from what you can see, from the entrance of this porthole that it's climbed through. It's wrapped its way around Helen a few times, but the very end of it seems to be leading its way towards Helen's bag, which is left on the floor.
Right. I don't really like to persuade her to let Helen go by shooting it. Because I can't think of any other way to make it do that.
Okay, sure. If you're just going to strike it, then you have an attack roll. So go for it. You do have advantage on this attack, since it's not expecting anyone to be awake.
Yeah, to be like that. 17 to hit.
17 hits.
There's 8 points of damage.
Fucking hell. Okay. You sink an arrow in. As you hit the creature, you see it wriggle and writhe, and part of it just slink away, letting go of Helen completely. Helen falls on top of her bed, jarring herself awake. So for Arne, Helen is now awake in this moment. But for the rest of you, all of you who are currently resting, and you had that moment of being lifted in this plane of water, you feel a heavy shake as almost you yourselves have been hit by that same arrow, and one by one you all wake up to find yourselves being almost halfway grappled around by tendrils and tentacles. So with that, anything else you want to do, Cal, since that is you have priority here?
Probably shouting. A lot of shouting. Just, what the fuck is going on? What is that? Why is it tentacles? Is it a sea monster? Please tell me it's not the Kraken. Roughly like that. Okay.
So you have vanquished one of the tentacles. However, there are still some located in other rooms. Okay, so that was the blue one. Excellent. Now we start the beginning of initiative. As you all begin to wake up, stir awake, you're all beginning to understand what's happening around you. That momentary, almost eerie vibe that you had from this sea hag, or whatever this woman was in the plane of water that you found yourselves in, was definitely a ruse. And now you find yourselves waking up, knowing that danger is about, and you're being attempted to be grappled by these tendrils. So, going from top to bottom, we're going to start with Axon, Ulrich, Cal. Anyone want to take priority here? If not, we'll just go with Axon.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, I can go first. It's no problem. We were sleeping, right? So I presume I'm without any armor
Correct.
and shield.
Your weapons and items are just by you, so you can kind of grab them if you need be.
I'd say at least shield is next to me, so I will then reach out and try at least to grab something like closer. I think it's sickle, right? Or
Yeah.
shield. Yeah, I will leave shield for now because I try to remove myself from the tentacle, which how like tightly it grabs me.
It hasn't really grabbed you altogether yet. It slowly began to wrap itself. You have availability to slink out of it because it was trying to be ginger. But when it got attacked and then kind of almost shaken out of its state, it loosened its grasp around you.
Okay.
Because it was surprised.
Yeah, I will then try to slip out of that grasp by the
Yeah.
veil.
It'll be half your movement, so that'll be half your movement just to escape.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's so okay. I'm not grappled, and Is it darker, dark inside?
No,
or-
you guys can see everything that's going on. Your doors are currently closed because all of them are closed except for the one that Cal's open. So you cannot see into the main lobby area. You only see what's inside your rooms.
Okay.
And
so
you
then
hear Cal shouting.
I mean, I'm already awake, so I don't.
Yeah, still, you
mind.
know that there's stuff going on outside of your room. Like, it's not just your room.
Okay, so then I will grab my armor and grab my
Mhm.
shields and try, to, run away from that tentacle and try, to open the door with the shoulder, to just like.
Yeah, sure. You rush out as fast as you can. There's no locks or hinges on these doors, really. There's only just like a plank in between just to hold some privacy, but they're all open and accessible from both sides. You push through and you find yourself looking towards the right-hand side where Cal is. But I'd like you as well just to roll a perception check for general awareness as you enter the space.
And what are the light condition?
Yeah, so it is illuminated inside. So there are these lanterns that hold. So right in front of you, this kind of structure in the middle, this is a pillar that rises up to the top of the ceiling. The ceiling itself is about 40 foot tall. In areas, some areas it's 20 foot. It's not like completely a single roof, but this pillar in the middle is the main kind of standing for it. You can see that is surrounded by lights that is illuminating everything. There are ropes that are used to practice, but you can see that through the rough weather, some elements have begun to move and shift around. Even though some things are tied down by rope or just netting, some of it has come loose, and you can see bits of it beginning to fray even further, as though more parts are going to begin to fly around everywhere.
Just asking because if I don't have dark vision, so if there is...
You can see.
Like,
You can see.
Okay. I need to... Okay, it's 19.
19. You begin to kind of look around. You hear the sloshing of water hitting inside. You even see where Cal is currently standing, as well as some of the other rooms. Water begin to push from underneath the doorway, even on the opposite side as well. You can see that the doors, although closed, water is beginning to seep out from underneath. You imagine that more portholes have been opened in the same fashion as yours. As well, with a 19, you can hear commotion. You can hear a ruckus, as well as heavy footsteps coming from, let's say, the northern side of the map to your left. You just hear like something happening around you, and it does seem to be growing closer into your vicinity.
Okay, and then I look at Cal and just like with this straight face ask him, why are you shouting?
Wait! Tentacle! This thing is trying to kidnap Helen!
As he's just just like that.
Why are you running out of your room? Panic, please!
No, I'm
You-
just technically retreating.
You have
What?
you have your action still, Axon.
Oh, I still have my action. Okay, then... okay, no, I think taking, like, or donning on the armor, like medium armor, it's taking more than an action, right? Or-
Yeah, it will. I believe it's about a minute to put that on, and heavy armor is like 10 to 30 minutes or something stupid.
Then I won't do that. I will leave my belongings and armor somewhere next to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Then turn around after asking the question to Carl. And what can I do? I will cast a light on myself.
Okay, cool. You cast light. What color is the light? Blue or?
Let's say it's like sickly green.
Okay, cool. Very nice. So you just begin to illuminate this sickly green, walking out. Cal, you are slightly blinded by it, but you adjust quickly. Okay, cool. We have Ulrin or Cal. Who wants to go next?
Is it obvious from how he got out of there and from like noise that there's something in his room too?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, then Cal's jumping to conclusions and he would be rushing down to where he knows Tuco is. Because like, I'm not letting that frog get eaten. That's like his worst nightmare. We're not having that. And he's gonna... Can he? He cannot! Damn, okay.
One thing
He's
you
gonna
can
go as
do,
far as he can.
since
Yes.
you are already starting your turn in the main area in the middle, you feel the boat begin to shift and wave around when heavy waves are pushing it side to side, up and down. You can lean into that momentum if you wanted to. At the beginning of your turn,
Okay.
when you start in the middle of the ship, you can either let this momentum go and try and use it to your advantage to move further than you normally could as a free movement. But it does take a roll. You will need to roll an acrobatics or athletics check to see if
Oh,
you
I'm
can.
definitely
roll.
trying that.
Okay, go for it.
And then he's gonna essentially run over and then slide the last few feet that he needs to reach Tuco's door.
Yeah, sure.
Try and use the momentum of the ship. That's fucking cool. Okay, come on, dice. Don't disappoint me. Come on. No! 7.
Okay, you begin to lean into this. I'm also going to need you just to roll a dexterity saving throw as well.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
12!
You find yourself, you feel the ship begin to lurch, and you're like, this will be a great idea. You lurch with the boat, but you end up like jumping forward. But as you like jump, you don't actually move at all. You just kind of land back to where you were. You spend half your movement, unfortunately, doing this.
So I get roughly here.
Yes.
You
Great.
Still have your
Jumping
action of both.
jumping on the spot.
You literally
It
just
was
see him go,
waves.
"Oh!"
Oh.
And then that's it. Nothing actually happens.
Can I reach Missy D's door?
You
by
can, yeah.
stretching?
I'd say so.
Great.
I'd say so.
Okay, I'm gonna kick that open and be like, Missy D! See the tentacle, I assume.
Very FBI. Kick the door open, turn around, arrow out, go for it. You do see her beginning to get
Tentacle.
wrecked.
Get shoot it.
Go for it.
Oh, is it
Just a regular roll
tentacles
this
everywhere?
time, because they are
Okay.
aware.
Okay.
That's a hit.
Woo. Okay. Come on. 13 points of damage. Fuck yeah.
Very good. Another tentacle down. You sink another arrow into one of its suckers on the side. It just embeds through, pushes out the other side, kebabs it slightly, and it just recoils back away from the porthole. No longer in
Nice.
Celia's face. Excellent. Anything else, Cal?
No, that's it. Panic
Right.
shouting. But
Orin, you're next, mate.
All right.
You wake up and you see the tendril beginning to wrap around your body.
Okay. I immediately start cursing in Dwarvish, reaching out to where I know I stopped. I stored my hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Swing in a weapon in a wide circle, mean weapon, and we're now casting weapon. What's it called? Searing Smite
Yeah.
to ignite the hammer, and
Excellent.
just bring it down on the tentacle.
Oh, go for it.
please don't hit the boat.
Oh, I really hope I'm not hitting the boat. I'm not sure it's fireproof.
Come on, Orin. Fuck it
Don't
out.
hit the boat. Don't hit the boat.
Yes.
He didn't hit the boat!
He hit me.
Natural 19 as well. That hits. Roll for damage. Oh. So
Okay, that's a 10 plus 1d6, but is it still alive with a 10?
It is not. So that is enough to kill it. So you you see the tendril begin to wrap around and up your body. You just kind of you begin to swear in Dwarvish as you reach over, grab the warhammer, imbue it with this fiery strength, and boom, hit it on the side. It actually snaps off completely. The stub that kind of remains recoils into the water, whilst the other one is beginning to sear and burn. You just smell a very nice seafood. You've seared this tentacle. Very nice. Cooked up
I
first.
take a
Lovely.
mental note for later cooking purposes,
Yes.
No!
very much.
and start stumbling out of the room using my normal movement speed.
Cool. You begin to stumble out. You make it there all the way, and you begin to take in the surroundings as well. Just roll a perception as well, since I asked Axon to do it as well.
Okay. That is
23. Okay, with the 23, you see a bit more than what Axon did. You get the same gist. Things are happening. Things are beginning to move around, and the ship is taking some heavy battering left and right. But also, you can see from the northern side as well as the southern side, there is commotion that is beginning to grow closer. You hear almost this kind of like heavy footsteps. It's weird because it's like almost like heavy chained feet hitting against wood. You just hear clunk, clunk as they begin to walk towards you. Through the bits of light that are here, you can see from the north, this heavy clunking sound is more obscured by the heavy footfalls of a giant. You can see Cognar, who is currently trying to grapple these things off of him, these humanoid creatures that have begun to climb his body. You see what looks like humans mixed with undead energy that have coral and barnacles growing out from the sides of their head, from underneath their mouth, from their body itself. You see all of these barnacle zombies of sorts beginning to climb Cognar as he's rushing, trying to fling them off as he goes. But he's heading in your guys' direction, covered with 3 others of these things. You hear some more coming from the south as well, around where Cal is, and you hear commotion from the other rooms opposite, the other cabins. But I'd say with that, that's pretty much all you can kind of gather. There's more to come, basically. Is that it for Ulrin?
no, I turn around towards Axon and Kel. Free the others! I must help words. Free the others! I must help Cognar.
Sure.
Okay,
What?
cool.
I don't see anything. Like,
Oh, shut up!
He's still got a tentacle in his fucking room as well.
Does.
it doesn't
Okay.
bother me. Like, it let me go.
All right, so that was your guys' go. Okay, next we have Cal. You rushing to Tuco as your first thought. You can hear a muffled sound from that space. No, let me. As you just hear this sound of Tuco panicking slightly, but then you see as he boom jumps through the door, finds himself just on the other side, laying down prone. He looks around. He looks towards you, and he's going to cast a spell on you. You have the spell Better Odds cast on you. You now crit on a 19 to 20. As well, you can use your reaction to re-roll an attack roll. But once you do, it's gone. This lasts for 1 minute, so just make a note of that.
Yeah.
He just looks at you and goes, "Help me!" as he is crawling on the ground.
I'm trying.
All right. That's Tuco's turn. Now we move on to Helen. So, Arne, what would you like Helen to do?
Yeah, seeing as Kel already freed her of her tentacle, she will grab her rapier. Did she sleep in her leather armor? Or does she have it lying around somewhere?
Roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
We'll say 12 or higher she does. Nope.
No. Okay, seeing that the situation is a bit urgent to Don Armour now, she will rush out of the room,
Mm-hmm.
looking towards Kel, who just started out of her room. What's going on?
Tentacles. Giant tentacles. Probably a fucking kraken. Just hit something.
Yeah, she'll try to listen to where suspicious moving noises are to
Mhm.
grasp where the tentacles are.
Okay, cool. Roll a perception check then.
Okay.
6. The sounds of sloshing water as well as the knowledge that tentacles are coming out of the portholes, she would know that there's either maybe one next to her to the left or to the right, but she doesn't know which one because there are allies on both. So if you want to throw a dice to see which one she might go for, or reposition her elsewhere, up to you.
Yeah, considering Axon already got out of his own room, I think she'll move to help. Move to help Cal help Maysili.
Excellent. She begins to rush over.
How far can she go?
30 feet, I believe. So she moved 15 and another 15. Yep. So right next to Cal. Okay. Would you like to do a readied action? Because you still have an action left. If anything comes into sight, shoot or something?
Yeah, sure. I'll ready action to shoot something with her crossbow.
Do you want to do the bonus action imbue the right, or?
Not into the crossbow.
Okay, cool. Excellent. That's Helen's go. Readied action, prepared. Cool. Now, as the sound begins to become more prominent, first, Oren, you heard it. Axon, you begin to hear it. Now everyone begins to hear the sound of creatures beginning to grow closer. Heavy footfalls, almost like anchors hitting against stone. You just hear this clunk, clunk, clunk. Heavy footfalls as creatures of humanoid design, fallen sailors of sorts with this just barnacle-ridden body. You see almost like heavy scales, almost like armor itself that has grown around their body. A fungus is just kind of spread across them. You can see their arms are gnarly, slightly sharpened as well. You can see they begin to walk, and they don't really have eyes, or at least a purpose to them, a drive. It just seems like they have a goal, and they're just moving in the direction of it. They focus on you guys specifically. From the south, you see two of them emerge, and I will reveal them, as they begin to shamble their way as close as they can get. One of them is green, one of them is orange. The other three that are on Cognar, you begin to see, Orin, they tear into Cognar with these kind of like serrated barnacle arms and hands. Just begin to tear into his skin. He's not wearing any armor either. He just has kind of a very thick, coarse skin. So he's just going to try and take the attacks. So I'm just going to roll some attacks against him just to see how he fares. So, first strike, that's going to hit. Second strike isn't. Third strike isn't. Okay, so he's just got one hit against him, which is pretty good. Cool. I will write down that there. Excellent. So you just see Cognar trying to fend them off to the best of his ability. That's their turn. They have now arrived and have dashed their way as close as they can. Now, we move on to Maysili. So Maysili is still kind of wrapped in bed, having a nice sleep. No, she knows what's going on. So, Ilya, what would you like Maysili to do?
I mean, she'll like wrap like deeply into her bed and continue sleeping.
Good for her.
No,
Put on the covers.
She is without. She has full movement, or she is prone, and she.
No, she has full movement. Getting out of bed isn't like half movement or anything. It's full movement.
So she will then go out of her room, especially after all this shouting and commotion happening outside.
So you can see around. Two currently.
Mm-hmm.
She can see two that have begun to approach. She can hear the sounds of a tendril to her right in the room where Tuco just flew out from, but it is just these two creatures currently.
Yeah, and then... Yeah, she will just go somewhere there and hide behind the cow.
Okay, cool.
Shoot the orange one. So that
excellent.
Blast. Like,
go for it.
Right behind the cow, like from his shoulder. Okay, Eldritch Blast. Yeah.
Eldritch Blast.
Or you know what? Yeah, she will cast first Hex.
Okay, cool.
Like, I'm sorry that I'm using this spell slot, but she got two, so I think it's fine. And
Okay.
then Eldritch Blast.
Okay, cool.
So, and it's one attack.
Ooh.
Oh, it's 25.
That hits.
Yeah, I hope so.
That would be worrying if not.
And that's a 14
Ooh.
force damage. And
Fucking hell.
plus Hex. It's plus,
Nice.
so it's 16. So it's 2 necrotic on top of that.
Okay. You, all of you, kind of watch as Maysili targets one of these creatures. Light begins to shine from them. Bits of like dark shadow between the barnacles begins to shine a bright light. Slightly hinders its movement. She sends out an Eldritch Blast straight towards them. And you watch as this entire carapace, this armor that it wears of just coral reef, just explode off of them as it just gets broken into fragments and tossed to the ground into the sky. The rest of it continues to walk, but you can see a large hole in the side of their chest from where the impact continued to push through. And you see it still kind of walks. Its body, as the Eldritch Blast hits its chest, you almost see it do like a Michael Jackson Thriller, where it just kind of falls backwards, but its legs are still fixated in the ground, and its body just goes back forward and continues to walk in a straight direction.
Bye.
But yeah, it takes a massive hit. Anything else from Maysili?
No, it's everything she has. Like bonus action, action, and movement.
Okay, cool. Now it is the tentacle's turn. Now, the one behind you, Axon, begins to worm out of its way and tries to find you. It's going to make an attempt at grappling you at disadvantage. So this will be... so I'd ask you to just roll an acrobatics check.
Okay, just a second. 6.
Okay.
91.
I rolled an 18, so luckily you succeed. So the grapple just doesn't find you. It begins to wrap around the door, and you watch as the tentacle itself begins to vice on top of the door, and the door itself just begins to crumple in its flexing muscle. The entire thing just breaks in its arm. Excellent, you successed on that. Tuco begins to scream as one of them begins to go towards him. Reach through the porthole and try and grapple him. He will succeed. You watch as it just slams onto the ground, tries to grab him as he's on the floor, but he just coils out of the way, spins in place, and it has no effect. That is all of the tendrils here. So that is their turn. Now we move on to Cognar. Cognar is... You see him begin to bound forward. He begins to shout, "Everyone wake up!" as he's just running as fast as he can. These like zombie creatures begin to tear at his face, but as he arrives, I will let him appear here, just in front of you, Olrin, with 3 on his person. You see he begins to grab one and tries to slam them onto the ground as hard as he can. He's going to make 2 attack rolls. That one's going to hit. That one is also going to hit. So he grabs one of them, and very much like the Hulk in the Avengers with Loki, he just begins to slam as hard as he can against the deck. So for Cognar, that would be 2d8 damage. So that's 10 and 12. 10, 12. Yeah, so let's see, 10, 12, 22 plus 12. 34. Okay, Coral Walkers. So that is, he just grabs onto the blue one and he just eviscerates him completely. You watch as he grabs into that this coral zombie. His hand begins to bleed as he kind of like has to grab on and cut himself against it to do any damage. So you see him, he does take some hurt from it. Leaves him there, but he smashes this one into the ground, and just like a Lego piece, he just kind of bloop, 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 just breaks away. No longer there. So that is 2 eliminated. Okay, now we go to the top of the initiative with Axon, Olrin, and Cal. As the boat is rocking and all of you are in the middle, you can use that momentum if you want to try and gain extra movement. So who wants to go first?
Okay, before anything happens, I use the measurement controls to figure out whether I'm in range of guiding bolting the southern side.
Yeah.
And I can't get rid of the radius thingies.
Okay, no
I
problem.
have no idea how to.
I can't see them.
Oh, well,
It's fine.
You're a good mate.
and I'll just push that into the sea and reach out.
No worries. Okay, I see it now. I'll remove it. There you go. All gone.
Okay.
So if you want to go first, Orin, since you were kind of taking some initiative there, go for it. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'll try to... Let's see. Okay, yeah, no. Can I... Since I'm currently looking towards Cognar, have I noticed the creatures coming from the bottom side?
I'd say with your general perception and hearing the skirmish, you know what's going on. You know there's creatures from the south as well as the north.
Okay, then I look down at Tuco being pretty surrounded there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Sorry, Cognar. Hold on. And I start forming a orb of molten metal casting guiding bolt down
Oof.
towards the red one.
Excellent. Like a bowling ball. Trying to throw it all the way down, almost maximum range. Go for it.
Find the damn thing. Oh, I got so many spells. There.
Don't forget to add a +1 to this because of your focus.
Right. Okay. Attack. This one.
20, 20.
11.
11. Unfortunately, no, that will miss. You throw the ball of molten flame as hard as you can, but you kind of get lost in that momentum as the ship just buckles and you fling it off to the ceiling. Luckily, you've been informed already that the ship is fireproof, so there's no worries about it catching light.
Yay!
But yeah, that was your action.
Okay, I'm far out of range to do anything useful with my bonus action, or am I? Let's see.
Well, if you want to use that momentum to try and gain some extra movement, you can try.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
I'll take athletics.
go for it. 15. Okay, you can move double your movement.
Okay. That's 50.
And that's a free movement, so now you have your 25 movement as well. You basically just see that the ship is moving. As you were throwing the guiding bolt, you see it coming, and you kind of like have to ditch the bolt as you jump forward and find yourself right next to, between Axon and the rest of them, and then move yourself forward on foot. Very good.
Okay, which means I'm in range to cast, what's it called? Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, very good. Bringing out all of the toys. Fucking hell. Let's see it.
There you go. Cast the spell.
What does a spiritual weapon look like? What are you gonna do this time?
Once again, a simple forge hammer. I'm going to spawn it in between Tuco and the whatever that is.
Very good.
Okay, apparently I slightly colored this one hex.
Okay, yes.
What
Yep.
the fuck?
Okay, let's make that white. I'm doing that now. Hopefully that will help.
Ah! I can actually see it
have
now.
2 hexes.
I don't know where the two came from, but
Just want to note I can't even
Oh.
control this thing, so...
oh god
What's
damn it!
happening?
Oh god damn it! Okay,
What
we,
is
we know what's going on.
going
We know there's
on?
one there.
I mean, just put the token and give the control to like Arne, as we usually did. Like it would be
Yeah.
easier than put some templates.
It's all good. We can use Theorist of the Mind for now. So we know there's one there. As it appears, it can make an attack.
Okay, which means I'll do just that.
Are you going to attack the tentacle, or are you going to go for the zombie?
I'm gonna go for. Let's see. Does the tentacle already have Tuco?
No, it missed.
Okay. Then I'll try to finish off the whatever that's called.
Yeah.
Which means I get no +1 to that. 10. Not
Damn,
working.
missed again. You're just kind of like not get. You had that momentum with yourself, but the extension of you with your spells just isn't really connecting with the flow of movement. But you have it there positioned, ready to go for the following turn, so you're still all good. Okay.
I'll just try to use its movement to wiggle around in front of the enemy face.
It just does like a little dance.
Maybe make a bit.
It's emoting on him. Okay, excellent. It's doing
Yes.
some Fortnite dances. Yeah,
Oh,
completely.
What
completely
the hell
you
is-
could read it, didn't you?
Do I have to roll performance on? No.
No, I did it for
Yeah,
you.
no.
It's fine. It's a success.
What do you mean?
No, unfortunately, spiritual weapon won't have any effect on these creatures because they don't see any spiritual things. So,
Damn it.
but for future and other ways it could, but not this time, unfortunately. So that is your turn, Ulrin. Axon or Cal, who would like to take first? Priority.
I can go first if
Go for it.
Leonie doesn't mind.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, So looking at that tentacle, which right now like actually can move and reach out to the door, okay. Now I see what's all the fuss is about.
Oh,
And-
really?
And I will reach to my belongings, which are next to like me right now, and take the rosary out of it. Put it in my hand, and from the rosary I will wrap it around the hand, and you can see, or I will cast actually a shadow blade, and like it will extend from that rosary as I hold it, and it's like tingling, like completely black blade, and I will try to slash it, and
Go for it.
the tentacle right next to me.
It's currently crushing the door. Go for it. Slice him. Slice away. Make some sushi out of this thing.
Yeah. Okay. How do I roll an attack roll? Or...
It'll be your spellcasting ability, I imagine.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Is it dim light?
For the purpose of this, we'll say sure.
It's with advantage. Yeah. Okay, how do I roll the spellcasting here? Yeah, I don't see it. Oh. Okay, I will try. Okay.
This is a pretty good spell, you know.
15.
15 hits.
Okay.
Good thing you had
I can
advantage.
roll damage.
Oof.
But it should be plus, right? Or
It deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit and has the finesse. In addition, it's just the 2d8, I believe. It doesn't say anything else about your spell casting on top.
That was eight.
Cool. That is enough. These things only have 8 HP, so you slice into it with enough momentum, and the psychic damage just kind of impacts straight into it. The tentacle itself isn't taking a damage; it's something else that has control of these tentacles, these appendages. You slice into it down the side of where it's grappling, crushing the door, and it just recoils away with the leftover that it has. Very good. Anything else in your turn?
Yeah, we'll try to move somewhere there.
Cool. Very, very good. Would you like to use the momentum to move anywhere further? Because you can, since you started your turn there.
Is it bonus action or just like free action?
No, it's a free action.
You know what? As I'm not wearing the armor right now, no, I'm fine where I am.
I thought you were going to say the opposite. Okay, cool.
It's a concentration spell, so I'd rather not be
Risk it.
going into melee.
Fair enough.
combat.
Okay, Cal, you're surrounded by your entire party.
Yeah,
members.
I noticed.
Everyone
Still,
just
doesn't matter.
fucking clumped together. Excellent.
Seeing that Ulrich kind of has the barnacle zombie tackled, Cal is going to try his best at shooting the tentacle once again. Before he does so, however, he's going to use his bonus action to shift. So essentially his features elongate once again, the feathers stand out a lot more, and he looks a bit more avian-like. And then he's going to try and shoot it.
Go for
Okay.
it. Are you, just before you do that, are you sharpshooting or are you doing a regular hit? Do you have to declare it before?
Yeah, no, with these things, and at this point, Cal has a feeling for how little HP they have, so probably won't be doing that.
Okay.
Feels like kind of like a waste. Okay. That's an 18 to hit.
And which one are you hitting? The same one as before? The
was trying to get Tuco.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that hits.
I hadn't wanted to get Tuco. Okay.
No.
That's 10 points of damage.
Excellent. Enough. Sink an arrow into it. It recoils away, and Tuco is left there. Oh! Cute.
Yes, get over here. Come here.
Yeah. He begins to nod furiously.
Well, in the same second as Cal says that, he's going to look behind himself and see Cogna in a slight dangerous situation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to move around his entire party to get towards the other direction.
Okay. Do you want to use the momentum?
Yes, I do. Of course I do.
Right, acrobatics,
Were you
athletics.
asking? Obviously.
Okay, 10.
No.
It works. You can move up to the same movement that you have. So you can move 30 feet for free.
Nice. So another 30 feet.
Okay, so a free dash, essentially.
Probably going to go over here, so he's not too close, but can see all the enemies, essentially.
Cool. You begin to, like, bunny hop your way with a bow and arrow in hand as you're just kind of, like, hopping along from one place to the other. Excellent. Cool. That is the three of you finished for that turn. And now we have the Coral Stalkers. So, Axon, Maysili, Helen, Olrin, four of you begin to hear clittering and clattering coming from your cabins as you can turn to see these gnarly looking similar creatures, but they are much sharper, and this barrier that they have, this barrier reef that coils around them, is jagged, sharp, and goes out further and is much larger, almost fully formed around them, as if they walk in a suit of armor. They climb up through the porthole and begin to rush in as fast as they can. They move up. I will reveal them now. They climb through the porthole. One of them cannot get within range, but they just move up their full speed. One of them goes up against Maysili, whilst the other one is up against you, Axon. The one against you, Axon, does have an attack available to them, so they're going to make 2 attacks against you. This is the Coral Stalker. So, any disadvantages against you? Nothing to note?
But as I'm like, I think as I'm aware of. Well,
Okay.
I think I'm aware of.
So the first strike is going to be a 16.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the second one is going to be a 12.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay, so 1 hit. With this one, you see basically a clawed hand reach out to you. That's going to be 5 points of slashing damage. And you also feel this pump of necrotic damage that begins to corrode where the wound hit. You also have 2 points of necrotic damage against you. Also, because you were hit by it, one of the barnacles does stick into your arm, and you have a penalty on your next roll by 1d6. So just note that. That's either attack roll or saving throw. It's able to get a lucky hit on you, and didn't get any more. Cal, for you, as you're kind of watching towards Cognar, you see another one run out of this room above, that just in front of you, turns, looks, sees you, and begins to run, dash into you, but cannot attack because it uses its full movement and dashing. Again, these ones run with that same kind of almost anchored feet. You just hear this rumbling. Even though they are agile and fast, they still have this clunk sound as they run around. Next, we have another one of these creatures which emerges. Another coral stalker. See, from the opposite side of the ship, one of them begins to run out towards Cognar, full speed. You see it run, jump on top of the table, and try and grapple on top of Cognar as well, as he's just being kind of surrounded and embedded with these barnacles all over. That is the Coral Stalker's turn. Then we move over to Tuco. Tuco, seeing the creature in front of him, is going to try and cast a cantrip. He will cast Acid Splash. So you see he just kind of like looks over towards this coral zombie and just tries to spit out this almost acidic venom.
Of course he just spits at him.
That's going to hit. So against them, it's 11 points of damage.
Nice.
11 points of acid damage against the orange one. Okay, and that is still standing. You watch as the acid begins to bubble on top of its very soft skin. The underbelly from the hardened shell is almost like it's been left in the water for too long, and you see it kind of wrinkled and beginning to like fall apart as any bits of weather or damage begin to hit against it. It's nearly left dead, but it is still standing. After that, Tuco just goes, okay, and jumps over in your direction, sees the other coral geezer, and then goes, okay, and places himself in the middle of all of you. That is Tuco's turn. He's still holding concentration on better odds. Helen's turn now.
Okay, Helen will drop her crossbow, switching to her rapier, and now I would like to use what's it called? Blood infusion?
Yep. So she focuses on the blade, and this kind of air of sentiment begins to wrap around the blade. So she does take the damage for invoking this rite.
1d4. 1.
Nice.
Excellent. She takes 1 point of damage, but now the blade deals an extra 1d4 every round.
Okay. Then she'll turn around and try to stab the blue one.
Okay.
Like shifting left and right to find an opening beneath all the seashells and barnacles attached to the thing.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Let's see. Attack. That's a 10.
10.
Oh, no, please!
Fortunately,
I'm
not
trying.
She just hits against the heavy shell, like a heavy armor plate. Just hits against it, but just gets caught in between. And if it wasn't magically enchanted, it would have possibly even snapped off from like the wiggling and moving around of this creature. So there you go. Anything else on Helen's turn? Move around at all, or just going to stay there?
I'll try to move behind the creature, flanking it.
Okay, cool. Excellent. That works. Then we move on to the actual coral walkers themselves. So, the one that's next to the spiritual weapon is going to move up to where Helen is. The other one is going to rush up to you, Olrin, as fast as he can, dashing, so he can't attack. But the other one does reach Helen, and it's going to make a couple of attacks against her. Well, just one, actually. They only get one attack. So, against Helen, that's going to be, natural 20. So, that's, and a 6 on the d6. 15 points of slashing damage as it just rakes across her back. Just wrong place, wrong time, and then tears into the skin as the barnacles just kind of engrave themselves on there. That's it. Its turn. The other's going to attack Cognar. We'll see how Cognar's doing. So 2 attacks. 13. A natural 20 again. Fucking hell. Okay, so 1 hit against Cognar is just a regular strike. So that's leaving him there. And then the other one is a crit. And a 6! Fuck me.
Stop, Max! Please!
Okay, so Cognar's taken 35 points of damage so far. Luckily, he's somewhat a tank, but he can't take these hits forever. Especially when there's more that's coming his way with this new one. Okay, that's all of the Coral Walkers, I believe. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Coral Walker, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Yeah. All right. Next, we have Mayseely.
Okay. If can she move like to the left a bit to attack the orange one?
Yeah, sure. It's like a ranged attack. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, because I don't know what's like this one.
It's just the columns of the doors. Supports. Don't have to worry about them.
Okay. So yeah, she will move. Yeah.
Doesn't she have disadvantage if she does a ranged attack?
It's only within 5 feet.
Yeah, against.
Yeah,
the blue
she is
one.
next to an enemy.
Yeah, but
if she's targeting another enemy away from her, it technically doesn't give disadvantage.
Yeah, it should not. And she has like spell sniper, whatever it's called. I think it should not be a disadvantage. I don't know what it does. I never.
It's mainly if you're making a ranged attack within 5 feet, that attack has disadvantage. But because you're targeting someone else, it's just a regular roll.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and so she will do at least like to finish one off. So it's Eldritch Blast. Attack first. Oh, 26.
Hits.
Some of that.
Oh, that's again
Nice!
max.
Max damage!
Against that one, the one that was previously hit already, the Eldritch Blast spears through its head and it just crumples onto the ground. The bones begin to brittle and fall apart, and it almost turns into this like greyish mush in some areas. But the creature is slain, no longer standing.
Okay, great. So, and as a bonus action, she will reroute transfer the curse to. Oh, why not the red one?
Okay, cool.
Because the blue one, I don't think it's. Or if anyone else attacks the enemy, will it still take damage from Hex? I don't remember.
No, it's only you.
Nope. But you can give it disadvantage on an ability check.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, but I mean, who will grapple it? But yeah, the red one then.
Axon, obviously.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely can grapple someone.
Okay, cool. Anything else for Mayseely? I think that's it now.
Yeah, that's it. We will try and like avoid the attacks of the blue one if it will ever attack her, but I mean nothing beside that she can do.
Excellent. Very good. So after Mayseely's turn, we have a new enemy that begins to find its way in. You watch as coming down from the southern way, on the opposite side of where these cannons are, there is a larger creature, one that is not as heavily covered as the sharpened ones, but ones that looks a bit more bulkier, a bit more heavier in how they walk. As well, as they step, the bits of coral that almost arise out of their chest and out of their almost like shoulders, they almost look like mini like volcanoes of sorts, like slight rises with a hole inside, and out of them you begin to see a mist pour out and leave a fine line of water beneath its feet and in a surrounding area. It just creates this kind of like misty effect, and every time it walks, rather than hitting the heavy stone, you hear no sound whatsoever. It is, instead of the cluck clunk, it is just like walking, treading water, no sounds at all. But it's much bigger than the other ones. That begins to appear, and with its movement, it's going to make that distance with a dash. There is another one that bursts through one of the doors opposite in the other rows of cabins, and you see it begin to move over towards Cognar.
Oh, come on, leave the poor guy alone.
And against Cognar,
And
it's...
look how big he is. He can take it.
Sure.
It's going to make two... Let's see. Yeah, the Warden. 2 attacks against Cognar.
What the fuck did we do? Who did we piss off? We just wanted to sail over the sea.
Admiral Throne, who else?
Apparently, fucking yes.
Okay, so both attacks hit. You just see these heavy kind of large batting rams of arms just try and hit atop of Cognar and the side of him. They land, and he's going to take some damage. So that is Coral Warden. 8. 17 total. Cognar just takes the 2 of them like a champ. And you watch as well that this fine mist that surrounds its radius, the creatures, the other barnacle sort of zombies, they, as soon as they kind of land off of Cognar onto the ground, those heavy footsteps that they also had almost diminish completely. You just hear them also tip-tapping as though drops of water on top of itself. Just look, 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 look. No real heavy sound at all. Okay, cool. That is their turn. Then we move on to Cognar. Cognar, surrounded, pretty in trouble. He is going to look over in your direction, Cal. And he's just going to shout, "Which one are you aiming for?"
From what I've been able to tell, which one of them has been doing like has posed the most danger?
You can roll a survival check to see if you can understand which one of these is deadlier.
17.
Okay, so the one that you're fighting seems to be the heavy hitter of all of these. The more shambling zombie ones seem to be less strong, but more resilient. If you were to hit them, you take damage, whilst the bigger ones seem to almost be the middle between the two.
Okay, so essentially, this guy.
Kinda.
Okay, yeah, then Cal's just wildly shouting like, the one right in front of you, the sharp one.
For its low dominant. And it just begins to kind of shout out orders to you. You now have advantage on your attacks against that creature. He doesn't. He just kind of gives his eye, essentially. But he is going to attack the same one to try and just remove it from the battlefield altogether. First strike is going to miss. Second strike is going to hit. And that's going to be 15 points of damage. He just slams into the top of him. He doesn't take any damage from the barnacles, but you see him just kind of like take a step back, still being surrounded on all sides. But he does slam down heavily on that one. Outside of him, we go back to the top of initiative. And what would you guys like to do? We have Axon, Olrin, and Cal.
I would actually like to start this time, because I'm very pumped about this hit. With advantage and all the shit from Tuco. I want to hit this guy. So Cal is going to cast Sapphire Strike on himself, so he doesn't provoke attack of opportunities.
Very nice.
And then he's gonna run the fuck away. And do these things look like they could climb on tables?
Yes.
Fuck. Okay.
They have demonstrated it.
True, they climbed up the ship. Then he's just gonna probably end up going somewhere here. So he has a less distance between everything. And then he's gonna try and shoot the green sharp one.
Go for it. You have advantage, and you can crit on a 19.
And I'm putting sharpshooter on this.
Oh, there she goes.
Let's see.
see it.
Okay, so that's a plus d4 and a minus 10. No, minus 5. Plus 10 on damage. Minus 5.
Yes, correct.
It's my first time using this, I think, time. Okay, and I have advantage. Let's go. 14. Yeah.
That's a miss.
Yeah, I imagined.
Oh.
I
However-
can hear it in your arm.
However, I will allow you. if
No,
you
wait!
want-
There's the reroll I have from Tuko.
Yes. Do you want to use that as a reaction?
Okay. So I'm just rolling once again, right?
Yes.
Does sharpshooter still apply? Yes, right?
It does, yeah. We keep the 1d4 for the roll again.
So I'm just rolling another attack, essentially.
Yep.
Do I put the minus 5 again? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So 12.
Well, that's plus 4, 16.
It's a 16. It got better.
Fortunately,
That's a 16.
it's not enough.
God damn it. Okay.
You hit into
Okay.
the armor, and
Ah.
it just sinks in, and the arrow just buries itself. It doesn't go any further in.
Bullying.
You're really rooting for you there, Leonie. Fuck's sake.
I mean, this is just straight up bullying. I got a 2, a 6, and then an 8. What the fuck? Okay. Arno, take your bad luck back.
What we'll say is, as you're kind of like trying to shoot this arrow, all of the odds in your favor, the ship just lurches in the wrong direction, and you begin to hear everything tumble, break, snap, and you hear the slopping, heavy sounds of 2 tendrils push through inside of the ship. 1 second for me as I modify the map.
Uh-oh. We're level 4, Max. Did you forget that?
No?
What the fuck?
Where is it?
I mean, you can die even on level 4, don't forget that.
Thank you, Ilya. That really helped.
You can die on
Okay, is
level 1
always
if you're a
an option.
drunk wizard.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So the ship just moves around. For all of you where the cannon has now moved, I will need, in this kind of minute as it's happening, Mayseely, Axon, Olrin, to make dexterity saving throws to try and dodge out of the way. The other creatures will as well, but they're anchored down. They're not going to have too good of a shot at this.
Dexterity saving
Yeah.
throw, you mean.
True.
Are
Yes.
you telling me to literally get that right?
Look, I created the map beforehand.
I know, that's what I'm saying. How bad of a luck can we have?
I know. Okay, Mayseely. So Axon, Orin. Okay, so the 3 of you are fine. The 2 creatures, along with Mayseely, they begin to take the brunt of this cannon that just basically lifts up into the air and then slams into the side of the group of you. So Mayseely is going to take some damage here. The rest of you dodge out of the way. That's going to be 8 points of damage, bludgeoning damage to Mayseely, as well as the other 2 creatures because they failed. They actually take double damage. So that's 16 for them. So that's the blue Coral Seeker.
The Hex is no longer running.
Okay, shame. The green. Okay. So he's now on that. All right. Cool. So now all of you begin to kind of disperse around it. You are pushed to the side, as well as the rest of you, trying to avoid this strike. But the cannons move. You see tendrils push out, break pits of the ship. Areas begin to unloosen, unbuckle, and fly around the area. Yeah, pretty much chaos. But we're on Axon and Olrin. Who would like to take initiative on this one?
Okay, give me a second.
mean-
I'm trying to figure out how far I can move my spiritual weapon.
Okay, 20 feet. So you can move it. Unfortunately, it's not in range. You'll be able to get it about where Helen is, but it won't be within range of attack.
Can I try to hit the blue one with my hammer with a wide swing, trying to launch him towards my spiritual weapon?
Yeah, sure, of course you can. What we'll say is because you're trying to like move them with an attack, I'm going to give you disadvantage on the attack.
Okay.
But because you are flanking, you have advantage, so just a straight roll.
Let's see. Attack. Come on. Don't roll like shit.
Yes.
22.
22, that hits.
Finally.
Okay. You hit with everything you've got. Have you still got Searing Smite on?
No, I think I hit the tentacle with that. And I need my bonus action to move the spiritual weapon.
Okay, gotcha. You slam into the side of it. You hit so hard that you find it impressive that it's still standing where it is. You hit it and roll for damage, but you double the damage on this one.
Ooh.
Okay. I'll just roll that as critical. That's still just 8.
8 points. Okay, but it does double the plus
Okay,
as
yeah,
well.
then it's 11.
So 11. Okay, you hit it as hard as you can. You now get the sensation that these creatures can't really be pushed. They seem to be anchored down to the ground. You end up, because of the way how push works, you push them 5 feet. Because it can't really be pushed, it moves 2 feet. You kind of get it halfway, but that momentum that you used is transferred into damage. So that's just so you guys are aware. Any sort of movement-based abilities to push or to kind of like drop or anything like that, they take double damage because of. But they move half the distance. So that will be 11 points. Cool.
Okay,
Hopefully
then,
that makes sense.
then I'll use my bonus action to move the spiritual weapon closer.
Cool. You get it a bit closer. Fortunately, not close enough, but it's making its way there. So it's about here, I believe. Cool. Very nice. Anything else for Ulrin? Would you like to move?
Let's see. Taking my shorter statue into account, can I use that to somewhat comfortably fit under the
spout of the cannon or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
for
Yeah.
some cover.
Yeah. Sure. I'll allow it. You just begin to place yourself underneath. You do notice that the cannon itself is slightly moving, but you kind of like use it to your advantage as best as you can. Nice. Okay. Axon.
Yeah. Just a second.
Oh, and also
Yeah, this-
some of the doors have opened now, so you can kind of see through the portholes. You can see some of the waves impacting against, and you can almost see shadows outside through like lightning and thunder that's just cackling outside.
Cal is at
we
this
see
point
the
just muttering, by the way, like, oh, well, no, they're not going to attack us. That wouldn't make sense. No, why would they attack us? Bullshit, Captain.
Okay. So I dodging that cannon, which I thought should not like hit us, but it's like it is what it is.
Looking around, you can see that there are cannonballs mounted on the side of the cannons, and almost like a one-shot musket. You can actually place the shot in at the same time and ignite it. They're ready there to load in.
At first, I need to deal with this red, bastard.
Yeah.
Right next to the loading, or I don't know, the aiming point of that cannon. Oh, well, but it's good that we are separated now, because I thought it might be hard, but I think he can reach me in the next turn. I will actually just extend my Shadow Blade and just throw it at it and try to hit it, because I can. It's how to say it, finesse weapon, and like set it in and destroy it. But actually, I double checked. You can add your modifier, because it's like normal weapon, like count as a normal finesse, light, and thrown property. So you can add the modifiers.
Oh, okay, cool.
And you're proficient when you cast it. Yeah. So attack. Okay. So basically, I need to use the dexterity, not my spell casting. And is it still?
You have advantage.
Yeah, dim light.
Because you're not next to the pillar, you're a bit off a ways. It's still dim light.
Oh, it's natural advantage.
No.
It's on the first roll actually, so damage did not help. But, okay. So the weapon.
It's psychic damage, yeah.
Yeah. Are we doubling the dice, or is it like roll and double? Okay, double. And
Either one.
Yeah, I will then just roll and double. So just a second. Yeah, it's plus 2, plus 4. So it's 8 plus 4, it's 12. Damage.
12?
Nice.
Okay, cool. As you strike out with this blade, you fling it out and you watch as it pushes past all of this armor that it wears, all of the barnacles, and the psychic damage actually seems to affect it directly. You see it warble in pain as though it's actually taken a hit. It stumbles around as though it is more so in pain than anything else that's been hit 5 times over by mundane weapons.
Oh, okay, so
Nice.
that's good to know that I deal almost double damage. And then I will move away from it for now.
You can roll an Arcana or Insight check.
Okay, I think it would be inside, yeah. Oh, that's
20?
20. No dirty.
You begin to examine the attacks, and you get the sense that the armored shell that each one of these creatures has, this kind of carapace that they wear, seems to be just a barrier, a temporary HP. Their true HP lies in their minds, and psychic damage seems to penetrate the armor and hit them directly.
Yeah, I will tell them, my party, I mean, well, try to not hit the barrier, try to pierce through it, or somehow avoid it so we could deal damage. It's just like a obstacle for you. Open your mind and you might kill them faster, you know. Can I also do some acrobatics check to move farther? Or
Of course you can, yeah.
Okay, then I will try and let's see what I get. Acrobatics or athletics? Right?
Either one. 13. You move your same movement, so
Okay.
that'll be
Basically
30.
double.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am just this over there. Maybe it's somewhere here.
Okay, cool.
Oh, wait, just a second, because I need to come back if I need, yeah. So, somewhere here. No, here.
You have a sit down on the chair.
No, because or yeah, why not? I will just, like, you know.
You basically use the momentum to fly in the air, and then you sit on the chair, and then
and
this is actually
turn around and look at the red, and like also keeping like my eye, like I turn my gaze to the this like yellowish guy.
very good. All right, so that's all of your guys' turns. Now we have the Coral Stalker. So the one that was against you previously, Cal, is going to rush up and try and strike you twice.
Good luck, Cal. I know you can do it. I just watched you sitting on the chair.
That's
Thanks,
10 to hit.
Axel. No, 10 does not hit.
Then a 16.
A 16 also misses. I have 17
Okay.
AC.
It just rushes towards you, tries to attack, tries to land one of its barbed corals in you, but you dodge them and you avoid the attacks. Next one.
You just need to have some confidence in your skills, that's it.
Shut up! You're not helping! Shut up!
Next one is going to go against... we'll just roll to see. So we're going to do 1d4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 Maysili. So what? 2 attacks against Maysili. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
I mean the blue one, right?
Yeah, the blue one's attacking.
Does she wear any armor, or does she have at least? So.
Well, if it's the same as Helen's situation where she has leather, then you'd need to roll to find out.
Second, I don't even see that.
Well, her AC is 13, I think, either way,
yeah,
that will still hit.
Yeah, it will hit.
Then the next one is going to be... Actually, that one's going to be a lower roll. That one's going to be a 12. So that's just a miss, because it's 13 AC. Okay, so 1 attack hits. And with this one, that's going to be 6 points of slashing and 3 points of necrotic damage. And she also has a minus d6 on her next roll. You did roll a critical hit on your last attack, so that 1d6 didn't really mean anything, but you should have remembered that. Just bear that in mind. But for Maysili, 1d6.
It still applies to me, or it's only
just
one?
The first roll, first attack or saving throw that they make, and I believe that was your first roll, so you were fine. Yeah. But for Maysili, she has 1d6 penalty.
So it's 9. It was 9, right? 6 plus 3.
Yeah. Total.
No, Tuco.
Tuco's going to take 2 attacks from this one. That's going to be a 14 to hit. Against Tuco is just a hit. His AC is 14. And the next one's even higher.
Does he have shield?
Tuco has more AC than Macy.
Tuco does not have shield. Tuco has some other spells that are not shield. So he's going to take 2 hits from there. So first strike, that's going to be quite low rolls. So that's 10 points of piercing damage and 5 points of necrotic total. First time he's been hit, but against a little wizard frog, quite a significant hit.
Yeah.
He's all right though. He's still doing good. You just hear him whimper. I'm not used to this. Coral Stalker against Cognar. It's going to make 2 attacks as well. That's going to be a hit and another hit. Cognar taking big damage. That's going to be 16 and 20 points total. Cognar only has 10 points of HP remaining. You see him just kind of taking all of the attacks from all sides, almost like a snarled animal. He almost reverts back to that state that you found him in at the Howling Mountains, where he's kind of like looking around, trying to push them off. His teeth are showing. He's becoming a little more primal in this state as he's just kind of trying to fend for his life at this point. That is the Coral Stalkers. Next, we have Tuco. Again, Tuco doesn't really have many spells. What he's going to do is he's going to use his bonus action to leap away. When he does this, attacks opportunity have a disadvantage against him, so he's going to try and jump as far as he can. The attack roll is going to be made. That's going to miss, surprisingly. That's a 12. So he's fine. He jumps out of the way, then he begins to wobble the rest of his movement. He's not brave enough to do any jumping.
He's a frog, what do you mean?
Well, while the boat's jumping as well.
That's fair.
He doesn't really have anything.
By the way, is his concentration still up on better odds?
No. That's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't have any attacking moves except for this. So he's going to look at the one against you, Cal, and he's going to clap his hands together, and you see this sonic boom, 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 fire out towards them. That's a ranged attack. That is going to be a 21, which will hit.
Nice.
So Sonic Boom deals 3d8 and pushes them a ways away. But because they only move half distance, it means the damage is doubled. So that's 6, 8, 14, 28 points of force damage against the yellow one. 28. There he is. And they are pushed half the distance. So they are slightly a ways away from you now, Cal. So you have ability to move. And he just looks at you and goes, as he just kind of throws that one in front. That's his turn.
Thanks.
Can't do much else. So we move on next to Helen. Helen's go. They have advantage against this creature, and they have the weapon imbued. So sounds like it's all going well for Helen.
At least something.
But again, Arne, for you to bear in mind, those cannons are available to use if you wanted to try and use one.
Yep. Let's see. The Chorus Stalker was recently focused on Mycelia, right?
It was,
can
yeah.
I try to... What?
It was, yeah, you're right.
Max, you forgot about the red one.
Can I try to sneak behind Mycelia and then past it to get to the cannon?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow it.
Okay. Then do I have to roll something to direct the cannon at the huge one in the back?
No, it doesn't take too much strength. All I'll need is the ability to aim. So for Helen, as she kind of like tries to maneuver this as the boat's rocking around, I will need you just to roll a ranged attack roll.
Ah.
Okay.
So we're using dexterity.
With this cannon?
For the intents and purposes of this, I'll say sure. Go for it. You can add your proficiency.
I just roll this as an ability check with +2.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, hit something. Fuck!
No!
Why?
No!
Helen begins to move the thing around. It places itself in front, pointing directly at this creature, but the cannonball gets jammed in the system, and she has to try and unlock it and try and get it, and that's her turn, kind of trying to maneuver the ammunition. Anything else, Arne?
Yeah, if that was Helen's turn, I don't really have anything.
Okay, then that's Helen done. By the way, I did roll for the red guy earlier against Tuco. He took 2 hits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot, sorry. Mm-hmm.
That's where
no
my
worries.
concentration went.
But thanks for letting me know anyway. Helen's go. Now we have the Coral Walkers. There's one against you, Ulrin, who's going to make 1 attack. You do have +2 AC, but that's not going to hit. That's natural 2. It's not going to hit at all. So that's it. Then 2 are
I
going to
give
get...
roll plus for Cogna!
Cognar is going to get 2 attacks against him.
Oh no.
Live.
Okay. Both hit.
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
So the problem is what Cognar's doing, he's fighting 2 that deal damage to him whenever he hits them. So he's not in a good position.
Yeah.
So damage against Cognar. That's a 1 plus let's see. I'm gonna do this right. Coral Walker. So that's 4 points of slashing damage.
So you have to roll under 2, Max.
Yeah. I'll just do it in front of everyone.
Roll. What? No!
You watch as Cognar goes down. He just falls onto the ground, completely surrounded on all fronts. He just cannot take that much hit. And as he kind of like falls, Oren, you feel him fall in combat. You just feel that weight just inside you. Everything else goes quiet, and your attention turns to your left as you just watch Cognar is getting torn to shreds, and he just falls. But as he falls, his silvery eye, his keen awareness looks to you and just gives this solemn nod as he goes down. A man who has accepted his fate.
Wait,
So that is the Coral Walkers.
He's completely killed, or he's just
No, not
unconscious?
completely killed, but
Okay.
he is surrounded by these creatures. So him getting out of this alive is looking very unlikely. But we move on to May Seeley.
Oh, Mycelia. Okay. Well, things are kind of looking bad there, and looking at her state. What does she have? Yeah, I don't want to waste another spell slot of hers. Can she make disengage?
Yeah, of course.
Well, then where does she where
She
where
can use
she
her
go?
the start of action to try and like get some extra movement. The acrobatics athletics check.
Yeah, let's try this one. For athletics, yeah. Wait. There's that. 14?
14. Okay, so she moves her exact same movement wherever she likes.
Okay, we're actually getting pinned down there. Okay. So it's 30. I will check if it's okay. It still can reach her. Then this one can as well. Oh well. Oh, can she just go inside?
Into one of the rooms? Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, so she will then just go and
Bloop.
try to hide. Yeah.
Closes. Is that the same room she was in before? Maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah,
No, that's
probably.
accents, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's mine.
Cool. She goes back in. As she kind of like looks out of the porthole, which is open, water coming in, there's just this shadow of movement that is going back and forth. And as she's kind of looking out, she can hear this heavy, almost like snarl growl. And looking out, she can see the presence of something illuminated in the lightning that is flashing. Something large, something huge, with wings that grow wide.
Oh, thank God.
And you watch as on the side of the ship, landing against it, the impressively large skyhook just lands on the side and begins to snarl, looking around, and sees her laying inside, hiding, and you just watch its head kind of focus for a moment and see that there's conflict inside as well. Is that Macy's turn?
Yeah. I mean, she will shout to Dragon. I don't know. Did she encounter him? Or I think yeah. She will shout like, quickly, please help us.
Okay, cool. That's Macy's turn. Then we move on to the Coral Wardens. Now, the larger brutes, one of them is going to begin closing the distance, placing itself right in front of you, Olrin, and it's going to make 2 attacks against you.
Okay,
So
I mean, I got a solid 12 on IC, so...
Yeah. You also have a +2 because you're using the cannon because of your stout figure.
Okay.
So that's going to be to hit you a 14. I think that just hits now.
Oh wait, with
Yeah, that's exactly what you need.
wait. I got +1 from Dex, so that's 11, +2 from the shield, and +2 for cover.
Oh, so 15.
Oh, 15.
So, yeah.
15 total.
So the first strike hits against the cannon. Can you just roll a D100 for me?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Misfire right into its face.
Oh, yes.
It slams down on top of the cannon, and as it does, the ammo that Helen had struggled to put in enters, and she just goes, boom, pulls the lever behind, and it shoots straight into its chest. This cacophonous, thunderous boom just hits into its chest. If it weren't for its anchored footing, it would fly to the other side of the ship. Instead, you see it fly into the side of this beam and wrap itself around some of the ropes that are left there, dangling on the ground on the wall. I'd like you to roll 5d10 for me.
No.
And this is going to be doubled.
Oh.
D10. That's 66 damage.
66 against the Coral Warden. That is enough. You, luckily, perhaps Moradin is shining upon you this day. The cannon fires into it, and it just lands, embedding hard, and is no more. It just cannot move from the force of the strike, and it is gone. So that's that one out. Single shot, bang, straight to the chest. Cool. That was its turn trying to attack you, but failed. Next one, which is next to Cognar, it's going to dismiss Cognar altogether and move up to you, Cal.
Yeah, that's fair.
You see the mist begin to surround your feet as it just like pours out of its body. You feel no ulterior effects by it. It just seems to be there for effect. But you do you have a swimming speed?
No.
Okay. You do find the flooring to be slightly slippy, and you are in rough terrain.
Huh.
But it's going to make 2 attacks against you. That's going to be a miss. That's a natural 2. Next one, natural 1. Both just boom, boom. Hit, miss completely.
I imagine Cal's just slipping on the floor and accidentally laughing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's their turn. That's the Coral Wardens done. Cognar is going to roll his first death save. 2.
Oh,
Not on that one.
I was so close to a 1. That was too close. Too close to a 1. Way too close.
Okay. So that's 1 failure. That's him. Now, as we are at the bottom of initiative, you now alerting elsewhere of this attack by the dragon. You begin to hear the flapping of wings, not from the dragon, but instead shooting out from one of the holes in the side of the ship. You see Admiral Whimsy fly and land just to the northern side. By the way, there was no other images of a humanoid seagull. He doesn't
Do
smoke.
not apologize. This is perfect.
He arrives, wings extended. His arm, the one which is still kind of held in stone, he looks around at all of you. Oh, we have several intruders aboard! And as he holds his hand out, you begin to see an energy cast from it, and he's going to target the area in front of you, Cal. You watch as this almost wave of energy in the air begins to almost hum slightly, and they're all going to roll a saving throw. 6, failure, success, failure. Okay, so all of them bar 1 This is the green stalker here.
Of
You
course
see
it is.
all of them pull into the center of that point, that energy that was being made. Although they are anchored footing, they cannot hold back their momentum. You watch as they just blink into the middle. They're all going to take damage, but the damage is going to be doubled because they take double damage from movement. So that's going to be, I'll just roll it for everyone to see. It's 4d6. So that's 32 points of damage to each one of them. And you watch as they are pulled into that center point and are no longer kind of within anyone else's space. He just kind of gathers them there. Then you see him pull out a gun by his side, this firearm that's not magical, one that uses gunpowder, and you see him just begin to fly in the air and point it down. He doesn't have an action to do anything else, but that's his turn. And you begin to hear other sounds of other crew members beginning to rush in to try and aid you. But that is the crew's turn on this. The dragon that was his turn to kind of get there, so he can't really do anything else. We go back to the top of the initiative with Axon, Oren, and Cal. Who wants to go first?
Okay, this time I want to go first.
Okay.
Okay, I'm about to do something rather stupid.
Let's go.
One, I'm going to move out of this guy. This guy's range. Like just normally move. I need my action.
Sure. He's gonna make an attack roll. That's gonna be a 14, which is a miss again, I believe, because you're still using a bit of the cover since you were running from there. So yeah, doesn't hit.
Okay, then I'll, for the first time, use my concussive shield. This thing says once per day I can determine a 25 feet cube. And everyone in that cube must succeed on the strength saving throw, DC 15. On failure, they take 2d10 force damage and are pushed 10 feet away and knocked down. Even if they do make the save, they still get pushed, so that should do something. I will target, can't really draw anything, but basically the area exactly around me.
Okay, cool.
And for one, I want to use this to damage them, but specifically to push me towards Cogn, where Cogn is lying.
Excellent. Love it. Okay. So you basically grab the shield, and as you imbue that force, you see the outer ring of the shield begin to spin and spin, and you almost slam it onto the ground as you use its momentum to fly over. They will make the saving throw, so that's a strength save. So the bottom one, that would be 14. Then we have an 8 and 10. So all three of them, I believe, don't save.
Yep, that's against 15.
Nice.
Okay, I think I have to make the save too, since I'm in range. It just says creatures. So there you go.
Oh!
Need half damage. But I choose to re-push the entire direction.
Excellent.
Like,
so the damage is going to be doubled for them.
Yeah, on purpose.
Very good.
Very cool.
Okay, so that's 2d10. Do they take double damage for being moved?
They do, yeah. Any sort of damage that involves being moved, they take double.
Okay, so that's 30 damage.
Okay.
Oh!
Coral Stalker Red is gone. They are destroyed. Green Coral Walker is gone. Destroyed. And the blue one, Coral Stalker Blue, is also destroyed. You, in this movement, kill 3 of them as they just shatter completely. For a moment, the freeze frame, as you slam down onto the ground, it rings out and hums. Slow motion, you see all of the barnacles almost deteriorate, just fly off of their bodies, and then they themselves begin to crumble into this mush as they fall onto the ground. You, boom, use it as a springboard to fly. Roll that athletics or acrobatics check. 20.
Nice.
Okay, so you go wherever you like. If you roll a 20 or higher, you get to go wherever you like.
I launch myself straight into the remaining guy, Cognar's side.
You land on the other side, matching the momentum of the ship perfectly, landing without having to roll for any sort of saving throw to land. You just jump from one end of the ship to the other, landing with a shield in front, protecting Cognar as best as you can. Very, very good move. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yes, I still have my bonus action, so I will turn around to Cognar. Rise again, Guardian of Moradin. And I'll cast a Healing Word on 2nd level.
Very good.
Which
Very
is
nice.
there. So that's 2d4 plus my spellcasting, which is +5. Ah,
Oh,
of course. Which is still... Wait, that's just 1d4.
2d4, yeah.
Okay.
nice.
That's 10 HP.
Very good. As you mutter that in pure adrenaline, you see his hand, which was then laid, crumbled onto the ground, grip tight onto barnacles that are embedded into it. He grips into this hardened fist, and he looks up. By Moradin's hammer, we shall fight! And he begins to stand up with all of his strength, as you've now basically resuscitated him back in this fight. Very cool. Excellent. That's Ulrin's turn. Arne or Cal? Sorry, Axon or Cal?
I would love to go next.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
top
for it.
left.
I can't. I'm literally not able to. How the fuck am I gonna top that?
As you,
No,
as
it's
you
gonna
can
be
probably
something a little
tell,
boring.
as you can probably tell, the fight is difficult unless you know their weaknesses. Now you know their weaknesses. They're weak to psychic damage. Pushing actually does double damage. You can really get through these people quite quickly. But it's just knowing that fact.
Yeah, I have none of that.
Yes.
So Cal is going to drop Sapphire Strike and switch to Head of Thorns instead, and then he's just gonna target the group of 3 guys that's so politely are standing in the circle. And we are going to once again try to sharpshooter because I just want this to work. Pretty please. It would be so cool. 18 to hit!
Which one are you targeting in particular?
I'm targeting the red one here.
Okay, cool.
Does that hit?
Yes, it does.
Oh, thank fucking god. I did not like that pause of okay, cool. Okay, so that's plus 1d4
Well, actually,
and plus
This is a
10.
note. That one actually isn't there anymore. That one got destroyed. So target another one.
Okay, then yellow one.
Okay, cool.
Okay, fuck's sake. Okay. So that one takes 24 points. I love sharpshooter. That one takes 24 points of damage just from the bare arrow and then gets to do a dex save if he's still there.
Okay, he's not. He's dead.
Cool, then the guy next to him gets to do a dex save.
Yeah, this guy. Natural one. I was just about to say this guy's shit at it. But yeah.
I mean, he only takes a d10, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, look, that helps.
So, 8 points. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, 8 points of damage for that one.
Okay. So against 8 points. Excellent. So yeah, you destroy the stalker. Coral Stalker's no longer there, destroyed with the arrow. It then bursts out and hits the warden. Very good. Anything else, Cal? Would you like to move?
Away? Probably. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go towards here. Yeah. So I can I can't look around the thing in the middle like that. So yeah, no. That's good.
All right, cool. Then we move on to Axum.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. So I will go behind. Or actually, I will first roll if I double the movement or not. Can I
Mhm.
do that?
Yeah, of course. Acrobatics or athletics. 8.
8?
I'll need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
Unfortunately,
We're back.
as you begin to like sit up from the chair, you find the moment where the chair actually follows you, and you fall down and you are knocked prone. So you have your movement halved. You do
Okay.
not make any more progress, but no other penalties.
That happened to me too, my guy.
I mean, who made the floor slippery? I did not expect
That
it.
guy over there.
For fuck's sake.
Somebody
It's
was mopping this too intensely.
just outside my reach, I believe. Right, okay. I moved somewhere to the next chair.
Just go to the next chair. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's exactly what I need, actually, 20 feet. It's
What the fuck?
So I just sit on the next chair, like turn around, look at that big
kind of
guy,
like-
and then
I imagine you like hit your tailbone as you landed. Like, you have to like find the other chairs. You broke the chair you were just on. Oh, okay. Let's sit back down.
yeah, look, I'm the oldest one here, so I like sometimes I need to take a break, you know, and I just throw like the shadow blade to that the big
okay.
guy.
Yeet.
Still advantage or
Yeah, sure.
okay, then it's no wait, yeah, it's dexterity with advantage. 13.
With advantage, damn. No,
Yep.
unfortunately not.
Well,
You just
too, my guy.
missed the attack.
Okay.
All right.
Well, then I
is that-
just, yeah, I think sit there as I don't have anything on the bonus.
Okay. All right. Then we move on to the Coral Stalkers. Now there are only one remaining, which is the green one. But now that its focus has been left away from Cognar, it's now on you, Ulrin. So it's going to make 2 attacks against you. That will hit. That's a 16 plus. Then the next one, 12 plus. So both of these are going to hit. It's going to be...
I should have 13 right now.
yeah, this is 12 plus 7, so 19.
Okay.
That's 5 points of piercing damage. Slashing damage, sorry. And 4 points of necrotic. The second strike will be 6 points of slashing and 4 points of necrotic. So just rakes into you twice. And your next saving throw or attack roll is minus 1d6. But doesn't seem to really have too much of an effect. Outside of that, it's now Tuco's turn. Tuco's turn. What's he going to do? He is going to do another sonic boom because he can't do much else. Seeing that Cognar is low and the two of you are impeded by the creature, he's going to jump as far as he can, and he's going to sonic boom the guy between you. So he's going to make an attack roll. Natural 18. That's definitely going to hit from Tuco. It's a 27. So that's going to be another 3d8 force damage, which is going to double. So that's 9, 16, 32. That will be 16, 32. Yeah, so that's still standing, this one. But you can see the entire coral armor that it has is completely gone. It's only left with the mushy interior now. So that's its go. It gets pushed slightly, but not as much as it should from the spell. That's Tuco's turn. Now we go on to Helen. So Arne, what would you
Great.
like?
I keep forgetting that. That's my opportunity. Okay. So let me just Okay, first I'm going to make an acrobatics check to try and get through the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
13, so that's just double the movement.
Okay, which means I get to go 60 feet.
Next to X.
And she'll land there right next to Axon. Sitting comfy.
Yeah, wanna join?
And then she leans on the chair, trying to use it as like stabilization for the crossbow she's switching to.
Cool.
And she's going to shoot the small green guy.
Excellent. Come on. It was a nat 1 before. It's got to be a nat 20 this time, surely.
Come on, you can do it.
Ooh,
So that's a dirty 20. We take those.
At least.
there you go. It hits.
Okay, so 9 points of piercing.
That is enough. That's exactly it. She hits against it, and it completely falls apart with the bolt. Bloop, 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 bloop. It makes the Mario skeleton Koopa sound when they fall apart. Bloop, 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 bloop. Very
That's
good.
it.
No.
Is that canon? Oh.
There's only one left, but we'll see how well that goes. Anything else for Helen?
Let's see. I don't think she can do anything else.
Okay, it's May Seeley's turn now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and like looking outside, seeing that it's actually cleared out a bit, she will just exit, and okay, she will see the one big guy, and just Eldritch Blast it.
Okay, cool. Go for it. Minus 1d6 because she did get hit by the barnacle.
Oh
fall.
right, yeah. Thanks for the reminder because I completely forgot about that. Minus 1d6. It's still 22.
With a minus D.
Yeah, it's it's
Natural
19.
Um,
I'm offended.
that hits.
And 6 force damage. So
Okay.
low
Ouch.
on damage.
Still standing. Takes the hit. Anything else for May Seeley?
Oh, she will just go behind Carl, tap him on the shoulder, and say, "Yeah, come on, you can finish it."
Okay.
Oh, can I? Huh.
It is the Coral Warden's turn. It will go straight for Helen.
Oh,
you see
I
it
thought for a
just
second.
go straight for May Seeley. You see it just. There's a split moment that I think all of you see where the creature stops, acknowledges everyone present, and then you see it just turn to Helen and run towards them. It's going to make 2 attacks against Helen. Natural 2 is going to miss, and then a 20 will hit, I imagine.
Let's see. I can use my reaction for the Blood Maledict, so that's minus 1d4.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's minus 1.
19.
Okay, and I can use my reaction as Orin to use the reaction part of my concussive shield.
Okay.
I can shoot a concussive blast at them, which is a ranged attack.
Uh-huh.
And if I hit them, it takes the damage, and my ally gets +2 to AC.
Huh. That's a
Go for
cool shield.
It is
Yes,
quite cool.
really is. Okay,
Where did you get that?
a +5 to,
Was it more than simple?
from the tempo. That's a +5 to hit, minus 1d6. Okay, so 80, 20, 5, minus 86. There you go. Shit.
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe it's very, very distracted.
you try to give Helen a fighting chance, but unfortunately you just miss with the strike.
How low is Helen? Why, like, could I also try to save her or help her, or?
Oh no, she's full life, but I have these.
Okay. No, well, wait. She received the critical on for 15 or something like. It cannot be on the full.
All right, no, she has 20 HP. My bad.
Oh
The other
well,
one
that
hits,
might
yeah,
actually
but-
be dangerous then.
No, I think she can take it. It's I will not deal more than 20.
Watch
I mean,
Max
I
roll
got
full
n-
damage.
I got 19 damage from being hit by the other thing.
Once?
So
Yeah, but it was high. No, okay.
Just
So
that Max roll.
the attack is 19 at the moment. If any, what is Helen's AC at the moment?
16.
16. Okay. Well, you watched Tuco reach out with a hand as a reaction to cast Misty Parry. He is going to try and impede this attack. You just watch this kind of leaf fly towards it and try and like block the attack altogether. So it's going to be a strength saving throw from this creature. Natural 1. No joke. That is. So now his attack is reduced to by -5, which means it's a 14 to hit, which will miss completely. You just see this leaf bloop, 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 fly over, bring, hit against it, no damage, just misses altogether. The creature just continues to stand there trying to wail, but this leaf just keeps blocking the attacks as it goes.
That's a strong damn leaf.
Very cool.
Good job, Tuco.
Okay. Coral Wardens go. Cognar, you see him with this new invigorated strength rush over, both hands in the air, trying to slam down. He's going to have advantage because he is flanking. That first one will hit. The second one will also hit. So let's roll that damage. So let me get his stats again. 2d8. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. So that's 21 plus 12, 32, 33. And the guy's HP was 19. So yeah, with that, with all of your combined efforts, bringing Cognar back to his feet, he takes the final blow on this encounter and knocks out the creature completely, crushing it into the ground. With this, we are now out of initiative. But
I just look at the creature when it got slimmed down and say, yeah, better luck next time.
it has no response. You are now out of initiative, but the ship is still moving. You can see there are still tentacles embedded in the side of it, trying to tear parts of it away. You now see on the port side to your left of this encounter to the west, where the dragon was, it's now crawled its way to where the large tentacle is kind of flopping near Admiral Whimsy, and you see it just begin to pull it out by both of its claws as well as its mouth, all the way, and you see it just begin to tear down as far, as deep as it can go. Now a large hole in the side of the ship. You just see the rain hitting in, the waves going back and forth. Admiral Whimsy just kind of looks around. Do we have any idea what this is? Who these creatures are? Are these undead?
What do you mean? You told me about these! Yes, they're undead! I think!
I don't know, they look pretty alive to me. You know, they were moving, not speaking, but attacking us.
They were
They're
moving
quite-
super weirdly though.
Can we first get rid of the tentacles?
Kraken! Definitely a Kraken! Why are we on a boat? Can we never go on a boat again?
I need to find Bumble. Where is he?
I don't know!
Who is that?
Said they wouldn't attack us!
The powder monkey. I need him.
Nope.
We can go look for the monkey.
I've never seen that monkey before, so I don't know.
Yes, you have.
how it
Yes, you
looks.
have.
Really?
Unless one of you know how to operate the motor, we need him. Try and find him. As he begins to fly back out of the ship and begins to look around further. The group of you are left to your own devices. What are you doing?
Looking for Bumble.
Okay.
Frantically running around screaming for Bumble.
Sure. Okay.
Is there
everyone
like
else?
another tentacle there? Like, is it
There's
still there?
tentacles everywhere. There's
Yeah,
tentacles
then I
everywhere.
will
What would you-
just want to move to that cannon next to it, point it to the tentacle and try to shoot it.
Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll give you the ability to just roll an advantage for me, and your dexterity. If you fail this will be quite miraculous, but you should get this.
You don't need to tell me that I fail, because I might fail, because it's, you know, I'm not so dexterous. Ability, right? It's...
Yeah, you have
With
advantage.
Wait, what is the tentacle grappling there? Is that powder of some sort?
No, it's kind of like grabbing through and destroying some of the stock that's being left tied up.
17.
You point the cannon over. You kind of push it in to the tentacle as it's just kind of worming around. As it feels the nozzle press against it, you see it kind of like look around for a moment like a sock puppet, and you just fire, and it goes down the entire body of this tentacle, and you just watch it split open as far and wide as it can go as the cannonball emerges on the other side. These tentacles don't have much in terms of vigor, vitality. As you shoot the cannon out, you can now see on the other side that the actual tentacle, this one in particular, doesn't seem to originate from a body. You don't see it dive down into the water. Instead, you see it almost held in space, like a almost ethereal tendril of some kind. Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. That's quite interesting tentacle, I'll tell you.
Maybe it's
Like
not
the
a
fucking gold
kraken.
kraken.
Maybe it's... Don't say stuff like that!
6. Okay.
Yeah.
You see the tendril itself, and similar to like a spiritual weapon, as soon as you destroy it, it almost recoils into the space where it was coming from, this fold between, and then just completely vanishes. You don't see it anymore. You don't see the origin, you don't see what that was it came through, so you're not too sure if it was an ethereal thing or if it was some sort of portal, whether it was real or animated, you're not sure. But you just saw it not a part of anything else.
Alright. How mobile is this cannon?
Not very mobile.
How mobile is this cannon?
That's a shame, because I wanted to like clear the other tentacle.
If you want to continue try and like move it around, Cognar will actually help you. You see he kind of like walks over. Where is it going? As he's just kind of dragging another one with him.
Wait, I would try to remove those tentacles. I think they might like slow us down if we will like be able to like somehow move this thing.
All right, you and I will destroy the tentacles. The rest of you try and do something else. You see, he just begins to help Axum fire off cannonball after cannonball in these emerging tentacles that are destroying the ship. Okay, that's your job, Axum. That's what you're doing. The others, what are you planning to do? Cal, you're running around trying to find Bumble. Anyone else joining Cal, or are you just doing that by yourself? Helen will probably join you, just because she knows Bumble a little bit, and she has somewhat of a fascination about them.
Messily will send her dragon and also look, but in somewhere else where, like, you know,
Sure.
to cover more.
So
ground.
Macealy begins to spread out. Tuco would join Macealy as the two of them begin to run in another direction off the ship to try and look around and find something. Helen will join you, Cal. Olrin, are you heading anywhere in particular? Are you joining either group?
With them searching the belly of the ship, I would try to get on deck, see what's going on there, if he's anywhere near. Also looking for Bumble, maybe swat one or the other tentacle if I just coincidentally run past them.
Sure, yeah, okay. Then, for those of you that are looking for Bumble, if you could roll an investigation or perception check. You have advantage because of aiding and everything else. So this will be for Cal, for Orin.
Jesus, what is wrong with my dice today?
Come to my
Okay.
rolls.
Cal, you begin to run. So, Cal, where are you heading to on the ship? Where do you think you want to be looking?
Probably just going level by level and always heading up with the end goal of ending up on the deck.
Okay, cool. You begin to climb as high as you can get. You find yourself in the kitchen where everything has seemingly been destroyed, moved around, tossed around because of the main ship. You find Flambe, who is currently covered in pans, slightly unconscious from all of these bits of his tools that are falling on top of him. You see his eyes are just slightly dazed as he sees you. Oh, what is going on? I was having a bit of a nap.
Ghost tentacles? Not much to worry about. We're dealing with it. Have you seen Bumble?
Who?
The guy who steers the gigantic fucking cannon on top of your ship?
I saw him at dinner a few hours ago.
Dinner? That's not helpful. Thanks. And he's gonna dash out.
You begin to run. Orin, where are you heading on the ship?
Yeah, I was also going directly towards the deck.
Okay, so you leave Cal and Helen to look in the in-between. You head up to the next level. You find yourself on the top layer of the ship. There is just rain covering everything. You can see some of the other crew members, the first mate, the bosun, all of them running around trying to prepare the sails, trying to maintain the ropes. You see rising out from the sides of the ship just these kind of shadows of tentacles ripping parts of sails, doing their worst, as you see Skyhook flying through the air alongside Admiral Whimsy, trying to take out all of them before they grab purchase onto the ship. You're also hearing clanking sounds on the side of the hull. More of these coral creatures are rising up, climbing over the ship, and you're just seeing the regular deckhands, the crew, just trying to bat them away, throwing whatever they can in their direction. Some of them even falling off just through the waves and momentum. You just hear "Whoa!" as they just fall into the sea, no longer to be seen. But you can see commands are being issued. As you're making a perception check on the deck, you look over to where one of the areas, one of the main masts, top end of it has actually crumpled and fallen down, and the actual canopy itself has covered a large area of the ship, of the bow of the ship. You can see underneath that there seems to be a body, a small body that is kind of held underneath, unable to escape. So you kind of clock something there.
Yeah, I immediately approach and look who it is.
Okay, you begin to tear it apart, try and pull them free. You see laying there the imp-ish figure of Bumble, there slightly dazed. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. He begins to rub his brow, seeing everything going on around him. Where the fuck are we?
Still on the ship. We need you at the mortar.
Oh shit, what is it this time?
Tentacles and some coral freaks.
Coral freaks, what, is it the undead shit?
Think so.
Alright, well, a bit of daylight might sort that out. And you see he begins to kind of crawl his way as far as he can to the central mortar. At this point,
I'm going to give him a healing word
Okay, cool.
on the way.
Very much needed. Roll the HP to see how much he heals.
Okay. D4 plus 5. 7.
Nice.
As you invigorate him, he just kind of shakes off the scruff and the bit of pain that he had. In the side of his kind of leather satchel that he wears attached to his leg. You see he begins to pull out small, tiny vials with all different sorts of colored liquid inside. Some of them covered by some sort of wrapping, others exposed. And you can see each one has like different lighting, some glow, some dim, some have a different property to them. He just begins to kind of fumble them around and by his side. And as he's walking towards the mortar, he just looks at you. Hey, could you just make sure that nothing comes my way? I gotta prepare something first. And you see he pulls out the vials and begins to kind of almost make a cocktail on the go, but he walks at a slow pace to make it. At this point, at this point, you're walking along the deck, ushering him and kind of following. Cal, you arrive, as well as Helen and some others. Axon, are you still going to be downstairs? Most of the tentacles seem to be dealt with. If you want to go back to the deck, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to stay down here and just observe, in case, that's up to you.
Can we take the cannon with us?
Cognar can carry the cannon, yes.
Okay, then I will try to like grab some, cannonballs to at least like have some ammunition.
Okay, so the two of you just begin to run as fast as you can. You have a pair of cannonballs in your hand. You can see Cognar with a massive fucking cannon over his shoulder, tumbling his way as far as he can, following you. He's slowed down a little bit by the cannon, but you rush up as fast as you can with it.
I will just now, point. Yeah, we need to go there, and like maybe we can shoot it again.
You rush out, all of you now on the deck. You begin to see more of these coral creatures begin to rise up on the side of the deck. Some of them larger warden ones, some of them the smaller, more stalker-like sizes. There's probably about 10, 20 that are lined across both sides of the deck. You just see them beginning to crawl out as fast as they can. I'm going to go one by one in order to see what you guys would like to do to try and prevent them from coming any closer, because they will be trying to impede your journey to the mortar, because you have about 1 round worth of making it. So we'll start off with Arne. So what would you like to do as Olrin, Arne? And/or Helen?
Can I roll Arcana, Nature, or whatever to like identify if they're humanoid enough for a whole person?
Sure, yeah. Roll. This will be a religion check.
Okay.
I give you advantage because Helen is there with you.
Yeah, I also have, or should have, what's it called? Guidance, because I used it for the perception roll.
Yeah.
Nice.
These creatures are undead. They are still barely human, but they are undead.
Okay, so
channel divinity.
Okay, then instead I'll just see. I'll cast a new spiritual weapon to one side and position myself on the other, ready action to use my warhammer and block the way.
Okay,
with the spiritual weapon, I will try to attack them as they're climbing up.
Okay, just roll a d20 check at advantage, just to see how well the spiritual weapon performs against all of them.
Okay. Just roll 2 d20s, so that's 12.
Okay.
Oh, that's 2 6.
2 6s. You see the spiritual weapon begin to almost grind its way on top of the handrails. Some of the creatures lose their grip and they fall back slightly down lower in the ship. You do watch as they drop, they fall faster. You see a couple of them as they kind of climb up and you hit them and swat them down. Rather than fall at regular speed like you would expect, like their feet are weighted down, you just see them drop down further than they should. But as soon as they touch the water, they just float there. Almost uneasily just begin to float, as if the weight seems to have no effect when the water is there and present. Some very strange otherworldly ability around them. But it begins to carve through to the best of its ability. Just because you're holding your action, I'd like you just to make an attack roll as well at advantage, as you're just kind of there. If anything does come your way, you're attacking it. What the hell, dude? What
That's
Again?
the second time.
What is wrong with
Again?
you? Like, Arne, what is wrong with you, dude? I don't understand. I love you to bits, but what the fuck have you done in your life to deserve this?
Again?
Don't know.
First it was the 3 nat ones, now it's the 2 nat ones. Dude, this isn't right. Go into like some fucking ceremony to get this bad juju off of you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
Jesus Christ.
accidentally drop my fucking hammer on the head or something?
You begin to fight back, but you are struggling because your weapon is just having no real effect against their carapace, their barnacle armor, and they're beginning to like overpower where you are currently. What would you like Helen to do?
Okay, with Helen being Helen, she wouldn't rush into the fray, so I'd say she supports me with a crossbow.
Okay. So this will be the same, so roll attack roll advantage for her. This is where you will roll 2 nat 20s.
Okay. Come on. Come on. Yay!
Okay,
At least I hit.
Excellent. You see Helen begins to load crossbow, bolt after crossbow, firing any that begins to kind of almost hammer their way on top of you, Orin. She stops about 2 attacks from striking you completely, and you're there that just kind of like fending off from the rest of them. Your warhammer not really having much effect, you using your shield more as a defensive and pushing them back as much as you can. We'll move on to Cal next. So what would Cal do in this situation?
Right, so the wording of Sapphire Strike specifically says you. Am I only able to cast that on myself, or am I able to cast
You
it on
are,
other
yes.
people as well?
It's only on
Okay.
self.
Only myself. Got it. Then Cal is just gonna try and shoot everything that gets too close to the guy and try and clear the way ahead of him, so that there's no issues for him from the front.
Okay, then I'd like you to roll an attack roll and advantage, please.
Okay. Just a simple attack. 19.
Okay, you just begin to clear the way. Any ones that kind of break out of the formation that you guys are having at the moment, the crew are also helping you. First-hand regs, as well as the rest of them, are all there trying to almost circle the mortar as best as they can. Some are failing, and you're just kind of clearing the way if any begin to rush through the defenses. You just kind of pock a few off. They push back as the attacks hit them. Some of them already damaged, and they crumple to the ground. You're there just kind of making sure that the line is clear. Everyone else is mainly protecting the sides. Anything else, or is that it for you?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Cool. Then we move on to Axon.
Yeah, for me it's quite easy. I take or ask Kagna to just put the cannon right in front of me. I just aim, try to align as like much as I can those like creatures, and just shoot it.
Okay.
It's just bowling.
Yeah.
He places it down in the perfect position for you to fire, and you just kind of pull the cord.
Yeah, I just say like keep it steady, and I just fire it. What should I roll?
So this would be a dexterity attack at an advantage. Okay.
13.
You fire the cannon. You have a few shots in you, 2 at the maximum for this small period of time. You fire one, it hits part of the decking off, but it causes more damage against them than it does for the ship. You see 4 of these creatures just fly off and into the water, but there's a large chunk of the ship on the top end that's been broken off through this attack. You move again, fire on the other side. Same thing happens there. The spray and where they were grabbing on just falls apart completely as they just fly into the air. You watch as they are flying through the air. Skyhook. They call it Skyhook for a reason, because at the end of its tail there is this large barb that kind of sinks out, and it's almost representative of like a scythe. And you watch as you fire them out, 3 are caught in a line, and the dragon swoops down, and you see the barb itself hocks into all three of them, and you just watch it pierce like a kebab into all three simultaneously. And then it just flicks them off further into the air, but they just turn to shale as they do. Cogna is going to, leaving you with the cannon there, grabs one of the half-broken masts, and he uses it as almost like a pole arm, swiping as far as he can down the side of the ship, trying to push them off. He will also roll at advantage. 17. You watch him just kind of scrape it across areas of the side of the hull, and they just begin to fall off one by one. You're fighting back quite well.
I have no idea of what I want to do. Just need to ask a question. Does the ship has a like metal coated railing?
It does, yeah.
Okay, I cast heat metal on the entire fucking thing because technically it's one object.
Sure, yeah. There are areas where it is broken off, but you find the largest single piece that is held together, and you just kind of cause it to illuminate a heavy, bright orange molten color. And the creatures, as soon as they hold onto it, their fingers just fade away, and they kind of fall back slightly, using the barnacles on their body to hold on, but that is not enough to really have any grip. But some of them still hearty ones, burning through the coral that they have, still try and clamber as far as they can. Maycelia is the last one in your group to act. What would you like Maycelia to do, Ilya?
Yeah, I think cantrips are the only way. Yeah, and seeing that, yeah, just Eldritch Blast because it's doubled the range and just like snapping them off the distance.
Sure. Just roll an attack roll advantage.
Eldritch Blast back. 16.
Okay. She just begins to, she basically placed herself in the same position as Cal. Any that seems to run in the line, the two of you almost like double tap each one that comes your way, pushing them with the Eldritch Blast and firing with the arrow at the same time. With this presence now, Tuco begins to kind of cast some aiding spells to benefit you, as well as causing those attacks to miss through his Misty Parry. He just begins to kind of almost support all of you the best way he can, looking back and forth, casting all of his spells at his disposal. Bumble continuing to walk over, almost mixing together this concoction that he's made in his hand. The large cauldron that lies in the middle, this huge mortar, just like a bowl of heavy liquids that are just sloshing around in this heavy storm. You see just kind of, well, hopefully this works, throws in this bottle that he's made. As he does, he shakes it 2 times beforehand. He throws it in, and you begin to hear almost like these sounds of concussive energy inside, bubbling, popping, like some sort of chemical reaction is taking place, one that's very volatile. I'm going to roll a D100. I'll roll it at advantage. You're looking for a lower roll than 20.
Oh, looking good.
11.
11?
So, you watch as, with you guys delaying it, he was able in this first throw, otherwise you guys would have been overwhelmed, and initiative would have been taking place again. But luckily, throws in the potion, all prepared, thanks to you guys slowing him down. And you watch as he pulls on the lever to the side, and this entire mortar strike, you see, begins to shake, and a loud, brilliant light fires off into the air. You've seen the mortar fire shots before. This time, it seems different. Ulrin, you can sense a divine spark illuminate the sky. Where there was a heavy cloud, as well as darkness around every corner, where only lightning would shine what's going on to the truest of intentions, you see a brilliant golden sunlight just illuminate the entire horizon, and you can even see the coast light up from this singular strike into the air, like the sun has risen over the horizon and it shines brightly. All of these creatures, these undead entities, begin to hiss and move back. You watch parts of them just begin to crumble away as the sunlight begins to almost cause them to fail in their motor functions. They all begin to clamber off of the ship. As the light illuminates overhead, you watch as the ball of flame that is casting this flies up higher and higher, and then into the clouds. The clouds themselves begin to burn away. But as it burns, you can see something in the clouds. Something hovers in the clouds. A large shape. I'm going to need all of you to roll a perception check. We'll give Olrin and Cal advantage. We'll give Axel advantage as well, because you have your allies here to kind of help perceive. So all three of you, if you could roll an advantage.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I was
That's
going to say that I already have advantage, but...
Okay. All of you see this massive roiling shape that is reminiscent of a kraken in the sky, hovering, flying in the clouds. Olrin, you see the same, but you see further than that. You see on top of it, there is a woman looking down. The same woman that was seen in those moments of sleep that you had found. You see, as the light shines in her direction, she hisses and hides away. And you watch as this roiling mess of a kraken illuminated, the stubs of their tentacles that rise and wriggle out from them aren't there. They're almost cut off. And you can see what looks like conjuration magic between that stub and where the tentacles should be. As it's there in space and she hisses behind it, you watch as the mist grows larger, thicker, and the entire thing just vanishes from sight completely. I need you to also roll a religion check.
Alright, come on. The game still owes me a 20. 18, I'll take it.
18.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't sure of what this creature was before, but as you begin to see some resemblance of it, there is a tale that you begin to remember. There is a creature that lies in the tides, in the depths of the sea. Something that was cast away and placed there as punishment for a bad deed, for fun. There was something wicked placed upon them, but rather than fight back what this wickedness could do, they instead embraced it and became what they were cursed with. This creature is of Fey origin, one which is almost tied subsequently to the Shadowfell. It is a creature that is known to have cursed many sailors who have fallen in the depths of its oceans. And she finds her way through the material plane, through the Fey, everywhere where there is a body of water. This, for all intents and purposes, is a vampire, but as well a sea hag, someone who has control over many elements of the oceans and sea. Could you roll a history check?
On it. That is 4.
Oof.
Okay. The only thing that comes to your mind is a name. And that is Menaha, Hag of the Seas. Who she is, her origin, don't come to you. Her affiliations don't come to you. But a name does, since you rolled high on your religion check. I will add that to your notes, so you have them. As the light shines above, you see it hold there for a long time. And Admiral Whimsy flies back down, Skyhook beside him. He looks around at everyone. And Bumble just retorts, "Well, this thing's gonna last for a while. I don't think they're coming back. The undead don't really like the sunlight. So I think we're all safe for now. Let's just hope nothing more happens." As soon as the creature leaves, the tides that were so strong and powerful, rocking the boat, you realize are no longer there. In almost a matter of 3 seconds, the heavy tides that rose up 20 meters into the air have now turned into a flat water space. The clouds begin to disperse, the mist no longer present, and you can now see amongst this fiery ball in the air, the moon shining down. Anna, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, at his, they probably won't be coming back. But it wasn't just me undead. The sky above the Kraken thing, I saw, I believe, Mana, Hag of the Seas.
You watch as Admiral Whimsy looks towards you. "Is that so? You saw her?"
Yes. Or what I believe to be her.
See, he slightly snarls and continues to look up in the direction of the sunlight that shines up. This is not a good sign.
Didn't you specifically tell me that they wouldn't attack us? I thought I specifically asked, like, do you think they're gonna attack us? And you went, no, they're not going to attack us. Why? But they attacked us very intensely. He nearly died. And I pointed at Konyak.
You see Admiral Whimsy begins to smile. "But young Cal, what you do not recognize is that we lived, and we have evidence. You," points to Ulrin, "saw her. That is proof in itself. There are ways to extract that memory, and we will show that there is reason for war."
War?
War. And that's where we're going to end today's session. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. It was a bit more of a combat-heavy session, but we'll see if next week will be a bit lighter.
War? Who are we picking a war with?
Can we just have
Giants?
Can we have a period of lasting peace after Cogner just almost got shredded?
Well, apparently fucking not.
Almost.
Also, Kel's going to have a very interesting conversation with Helen if Brooke is here next session. If she's not here, then, well, I guess I'll be keeping that to myself.
Could you at least like tease about what?
About seeing a certain Kraken go for a certain bag and then seeing a certain warden very much focus on Helen. And the captain told Cal that there was no reason for anything to attack the ship, so maybe it was something the captain didn't know about.
Okay.
I'm very curious to have that conversation with Helen.
Can we just agree if the hag wants the deck of many things, we are fucked?
I
Oh,
mean,
you mean that
fake
book?
creatures have wanted to destroy that thing before, so yes.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's kind of if it's like
that is also what Cal's currently rolling with.
if it's what draws them or like drew them to us, yeah, then we threw this like bloody book out of the ship and then just let them have it.
Let's see if we can convince Helen of that.
We can throw Helen with the book if she doesn't agree, you know.
Bro!
Oh, jeez.
Damn. Now, this is the
Aw.
perfect test to see if Brooke listens to the recordings. If we
Oh,
get any
yeah,
comments
actually.
about
Yeah,
that.
true.
All right.
Especially
Well,
if she listens until the end.
Yeah.
thank you very
Right,
much for
Brooke,
watching.
if you're listening, we want comments.
Let us know, Brooke, how you felt. And as well, anyone else watching this, let us know what you thought in the comments. If there's anything like why Orin is such a badass, just praise him down in the comments. Like, subscribe, all the things. Follow us on Twitch, Instagram, all the good stuff.
YouTube as well.
YouTube as well.
Yeah. Follow us everywhere.
Follow us everywhere, just not our
Like-
homes, please.
Like and
No.
subscribe.
Yeah.
And
That
click
thing.
that bell to get every notification.
Ding
Okay,
dong
no.
that bell.
Before we're doing it.
Okay,
Not
we're finished
missing.
shelling.